What's going on, guys? So I am going to cut straight to the point of this video, and that is, why is eTrailer my channel sponsor? And this is going to be an interesting video, and I think it's going to go a different direction than what you might think. So hang tight, I'll be right back. Okay, so I know anybody who watches my channel likely watches a lot of other RV, truck, or upgrade accessory related channels that are all over YouTube. And those channels are absolutely great. I have nothing against them. But one thing you will find out very quickly when you watch other channels, if they have a sponsorship or if they're featuring products, they only really feature the product or the specific products that they are getting from a certain channel sponsor. Now, that's not a bad thing, because there's a lot of great companies out there who want to promote their products. There's a lot of great manufacturers who build absolutely phenomenal products. But working with eTrailer gives me the opportunity, now here's the catch in the video, to of course talk about the products that they carry, but with no restriction on talking about other brands that they don't carry, even if I feel that those brands are in some ways better than perhaps the competing brand that they carry. Now, what does that mean? Let me give you an example. So I would probably say one of the top selling product lineups that the folks at eTrailer carry are hitches. Whether it's going to be a conventional hitch that goes into the back of your vehicle, or whether it's going to be a fifth wheel or a gooseneck style hitch. They are extremely popular products with eTrailer, and they carry such a vast lineup of different brands, different types, and different solutions that you can pretty much find anything you're looking for any type of towing application from eTrailer. Now, if you don't believe me, go check them out. Just look at the brand lineup when you select like drop hitches or fifth wheel hitches or gooseneck hitches or couplers. You will find every single conceivable brand you can think of, except some boutique brands that only sell independently. And in some cases, I don't know if I trust them, only because they may not have enough samples on the road. And what I mean by that is, for instance, if you have a failure, well, if they've only sold 1,000 of them, then that failure may not replicate itself very often. But when you look at brands like Bulletproof or B&W or WaySafe or Gen Y selling tens of thousands of products, if a failure occurs, it's pretty widely publicized, right? People start talking about it immediately, so changes have to be made right off the bat. But when you're independent and you're small and you're only selling a few of them, you may not have the testing equipment or the funds to be able to properly test compared to some of the big names. And that's why, in my opinion, I usually stick to brands that are well known, even if eTrailer doesn't carry them. There are a lot of other brands that are out there, but for the most part, what I love about eTrailer is that they pick up the lineups that are more popular or becoming more popular. I remember there was a time when they didn't carry Bulletproof and they didn't carry Gen Y. Now look at them. They carry everything from Bulletproof and everything from Gen Y, and they usually have it all in stock, which is really good. WaySafe, another example. They carry everything from WaySafe, and the lineup of products that you can get from one source is absolutely phenomenal. But more importantly, they can help narrow your choice down to the one that's right for you. You may not want a 80-pound hitch hanging off the back of your vehicle. You may want something that's lightweight, but perhaps you don't want aluminum, you want steel. So they can direct you away from what you might normally think is what you get from WaySafe, being their aluminum lineup, and tell you, okay, yeah, they also have a steel lineup in a compact, lightweight application that can still tow like 12,000 pounds. So that's kind of the perk of working with eTrailer, is the fact that they carry such a vast lineup of different brands, different types and styles. And again, they typically have them in stock, and they're selling them for the price that you typically find them for, unless somebody is, you know, doing some type of, I guess, let's just say unethical selling on Amazon, which happens a lot. But you know, there are a lot of folks that come back and say, why specifically eTrailer? So let's talk about that aside from what I've already talked about. Here's some more hitches I have as well. And again, big shout out to the folks over at Gen Y. They've been a huge supporter of the channel. They haven't paid me anything, but they sure do supply me some cool stuff. Like, look at this hitch rack, and then the other one that you just saw a second ago. But I have most of my B&W stuff in here, and I have two B&W hitches that are currently being evaluated that aren't on here. One for the multi-pro tailgate that you get on the back of GMC trucks, and then another one that is a 2-ball hitch that's a more compact design as well. So we'll probably make a video following up on those long-term evaluations when they're completed. Now, I know a lot of folks automatically think when you are a YouTube reviewer, you're just looking for free stuff. This wall of stuff right here is kind of a testimony to the opposite of that. I have so much stuff here that's either been evaluated or is needing to be evaluated, and I just haven't gotten it to it yet, or it's just ended up here because it's done with the evaluation that I performed on it. That said, one of the reasons why, again, I like eTrailer is because they carry so much great stuff. But the other thing is there are a lot of brands that you'll see here that eTrailer actually doesn't carry. There are brands here that eTrailer doesn't carry for one reason or another. Maybe it's not a reputable enough name for them. Maybe it's not a brand that they have worked out proper numbers with. Maybe it's, 101 plus reasons. That said, eTrailer doesn't stop me or prohibit me or say, hey, you can't review other stuff and you can't critique our stuff. I never have those stipulations on anything. If I find a product that I think performs better than a product they sell, they are actually wanting to know that information so they can try to pick up that line, or perhaps it is one of the reasons why they may discontinue a lineup. Now, what's an example of that? A good example of that would be the door locks that they carry. Now, they carry a ton of RV trailer door locks, basically the handle you pull to open up the door. And the brand that I had installed on the Surveyor was a brand they carried called Global Link. Nothing wrong with it. It's actually the brand that most RVs come equipped with if you get an electronic door lock, or if you just have the standard one with just the key in, not an actually electronic version of it. Now, the folks over at RV Lock make absolutely fantastic door locks. Let me show you one. So over here on the Surveyor, we actually have the RV lock that came off of the Brookstone. And I do plan on doing some upgrades here because they have a new product line coming out, which I think is fantastic. But this one has lasted the entire time we've had the Brookstone. So whenever I upgraded the one on the Brookstone, I moved the one off the Brookstone to the Surveyor, which had the Global Link lock, which the only main reason I didn't care for it, to be honest with you, is because the batteries die so dang quick. The batteries on these RV locks last a long time. They really, really do last a long time, especially if you're using it a lot. But let me show you what we put on the Brookstone. So the RV lock we installed here, I actually bought this off of Amazon. They had a Black Friday special. I took advantage of it. I paid like $40 or so less than what it typically costs, maybe even a little bit more than that. And I absolutely love it. It's a lot quieter. When I mean quieter, if you are used to RV locks, you're used to that loud doo-doo noise that it makes whenever you lock it and unlock it. And they've made that significantly quieter. And believe it or not, they've actually made it easier to work with and program, because when you put the batteries in and you hit program, it basically walks you through the process with a voice versus you having to remember all the steps and everything. So I love this, and it's not a product that eTrailer carries yet. Hopefully they will carry it, but this is a really, really cool, innovative product, and I have the flexibility of saying that and talking about it and saying that I like this product even though my channel sponsor doesn't have it. Another example would be tires. They don't carry Continental HCL2 Eco Plus tires. These are J-rated load spec tires. They're insane, but they do carry a bunch of high quality G, H, and J-rated tires for RVs and for trailer applications, but they don't carry the one that I use. And I partnered with Continental to make a really good video talking about these tires specifically, which are absolutely amazing. They don't carry Saloon tires. I'm a big fan of Saloon tires. They don't carry Goodyear Endurance tires. I'm a big fan of Goodyear Endurance tires. Again, I'm not limited by what I can talk about on my channel just because my sponsor may not carry a product, or even if they carry a product, maybe I prefer a differing brand. Now back to the wall of stuff. So again, there's a lot of brands in here that they carry, and there's a lot of brands in here that they don't carry. But primarily, what you're going to see here is my flexibility in being able to get what I need to produce content for you all in a fair, honest, and ethical way. Now, the gist of my channel, which I think most people have probably come to realize pretty quickly, is A, I'm not about stardom and fame. I'm not trying to become some famous YouTuber. I'm really not. B, I feel and I try to be just like anybody else who watches my videos. I use YouTube as a reference to figure out what I'm going to do, how to repair things, how to fix things. I use YouTube all the time to have suggestions in terms of what I need to buy to make something work better. And believe it or not, I buy all sorts of different accessories and upgrades from all sorts of different companies. And the reason why I do that is because I'm a normal person. I'm not trying, again, to be some YouTube celebrity where everything that I feature on my channel has to be from my channel sponsor. And what's interesting is as companies reach out to me and they say, hey, can you feature this product on your channel? Because perhaps it's something that eTrailer doesn't carry. Perhaps it's something that's really new and unique, or just kind of a cool product in general. You know, oftentimes, and you YouTubers out there will know what I'm talking about, you'll get this message where they're going to say that they want to pay you to talk about a product, but then if you show any interest at all, they send you all these stipulations. The stipulations are you can't produce any competing branded content for 6 months. You have to put a link in the description. You have to jump through all these hoops in order for them to provide you a product that you legitimately want to review because you think it could be a pretty cool product. And any company who's worked with my channel, who's watching this, knows the response that comes back to them from some of the folks that I have that help manage that. And it's, we do not allow a company to dictate the type of content we produce. We will produce credible content that is honest and ethical about any product that is provided to us, whether it's a sponsored segment or whether it's just something that we want to produce content on. If you reach out to my channel and you want us to review a product that you carry, you better be prepared to have zero strings attached. None at all. We can say whatever we want to say about it. The only stipulation we allow, if we made an error in properly describing the product in the specs, that's where we will go back and fix it. Or we will pin a comment actually talking about the mistake we made. It happens occasionally. You know, we have a battery box or a power station that is rated for 1,500 watts worth of power, and we accidentally put 1,600 watts or something like that. Or we put a tow rating that was slightly incorrect, or perhaps a brand modified the product before it went live and we didn't get the number right because they changed it. We will make changes like that. But what I will not do is have my opinion bought and paid for. That is not something that I will do. Whenever I talk about a product, I give you my honest opinion. Now, again, I can only base that off of the specific product I'm looking at. I can't base it off of, 2 generations from now, changes that were made to it. I can purely only talk to you about what I'm seeing in front of me at that moment and how I feel about that product in that moment. I can come back and give you a follow-up if we have any problems. I can't tell you if the way I use something is going to be the exact same way you use it. That's a big one that you have to kind of discover on your own, right? If I have a hitch on the back of my truck and I'm towing 5, 6, 7, 8,000 miles with that hitch and I have no problems and I love it, I might have some opinions on its design, maybe some things that it's doing great or some things that it could do better. But if you tow 100,000 miles on that same hitch and you have a different opinion because of the usage time you've put on that product, well, again, that's not something I can speak to because I don't have that much usage time on it. So always be aware of that. That's something to keep in mind. But I lean heavily on my channel sponsor eTrailer to also provide me information about products. What they believe is a good product, what they believe has held up well, and here's a big one, what they have had a few number of returns or customer complaints on. That's probably the biggest. When you sell thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of products per day, you're bound to get really good customer feedback when there's a problem. And oftentimes that feedback is the review. That feedback is the review of if something performed well or if it did not meet someone's expectation. And I have something worth mentioning about that. So a lot of people know that Amazon is a huge, huge marketplace to buy just about anything you're looking for. I buy a lot of stuff off Amazon. I'm not surprised if the Amazon truck shows up every single day, sometimes multiple times each day, where I buy products that, again, eTrailer may not carry. Maybe they carry a different version of it. Maybe they carry a version of something I don't really care for, so I went on Amazon to find the one I did care for. That said, I buy a lot of stuff off of Amazon, and I think everybody knows that Amazon reviews have gotten corrupted. Not all of them. There are a lot of reviews that are positive, accurate reviews, but the folks over at Amazon, I think, have done a relatively poor job of filtering out the fake stuff, filtering out the paid-for reviews, filtering out the stuff that's just totally, obviously faked and put up there by companies who are being paid to leave positive reviews, or the company themselves paying people to leave positive reviews. It's just a mess how you can't trust reviews on Amazon. And it's been this way for 3 or 4 years. But the reality behind it is that whenever you're shopping on Amazon, in some cases, you don't even know if what you're buying is the real thing. I know for a while, I told you, I like RV locks, and the brand is a really good brand. They make good quality stuff. But for a while, there were like 50 or 60 replica-looking locks on Amazon that had reasonable reviews. And then you look at the reviews and you're like, man, these are obviously faked reviews. They're all posted on the same day or within the same month, and there's 3,000 of them. Or they have a paid-for review. This product was offered in exchange for a review. I mean, that kind of stuff to me on a platform like Amazon is dangerous, because you may end up buying a hitch that looks like it's built really well, but it's not. It's a knockoff. It's a replica. And they're replicating brands that put a lot of energy, a lot of time and money and resources and engineering into products, and they're duplicating them with nowhere near that level of engineering. It just looks the same, but the steel may not be the same. The quality, the PSI, all of that stuff may be different. The way they weld it, how quickly it's manufactured, the plant it's manufactured in, all of the things that make brands like B&W, like WaySafe, like Bulletproof, and Gen Y reputable. I don't think anybody's knocked off a Gen Y yet, but all these things that make them reputable are being scammed. They're essentially just making it look the same, and then you find out that it's not, that they used maybe medium strength or mild strength steel versus high strength steel, or that they used a chrome plating on something that's going to rust away in a very short period of time versus actually doing it the right way. And that to me is dangerous, and it can set the stage for a disaster. So that is another reason why I like working with eTrailer. I know if they are selling a brand, it is the brand. It's from the manufacturer that it claims to be. And if they show that they've done the testing, the engineering, the design, and the quality, you know that they've done it. That's the key. You're not taking a gamble on something that might look really nice. It may look like a replica, but at the end of the day, it's a Folex, not a Rolex. And you're buying a product that's saving you some money, but could ultimately cost you your life or cost you a lot of money down the road when it fails. So another big reason why I love working with the folks over at eTrailer. Great company to work with, and I've absolutely loved having them as a channel sponsor. And I felt that this video was worth making, especially coming up to Christmas, because so many folks are going to be looking for accessories, whether they're going to be upgrading their RV, upgrading their trailer, doing repair work, fixing things that have needed to be fixed for a while, maintenance. They're looking for a gift for their wife or husband. They're looking to get a really nice low-profile, lightweight, super capable hitch, or fifth wheel connection, or weight distribution setup, or air conditioning for their RV, or just a number of different things, and they're looking for the right source to get it from. And in my opinion, give eTrailer a shot. Check them out. Call them. Talk to the people that they have that man their call center. They have what they call experts. They are absolutely phenomenal resources to make sure you're buying the right product, and you're not just buying the product that you think is the right product, but ultimately may end up returning because it's not the right product. How many times has that happened to you on Amazon? And that's one of the areas where eTrailer prides themselves. They don't want that to happen to you. They want you to buy it once, have a good experience, come back and buy something else whenever you're ready. Anyways, guys, I sure hope you enjoyed this video. Big shout out to everyone who's worked with my channel. Big shout out to all the brands that are out there engineering, manufacturing, building really, really awesome products. And big shout out, huge shout out to my official channel sponsor, eTrailer.com. I couldn't be happier. Go pick you up some of these cool accessories. Check out their website. I put a lot of links in the description of this video. If you want to know what products they carry and you want to get to them very quickly, check out the description. Anyways, guys, if you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, and we'll talk to you again very soon.